Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Johanna and welcome to my cozy book space. Please excuse my dishwasher if you can hear that, which I'm pretty sure you can hear that because that shit is loud as hell. I wanted to film a little weekend vlog. It is a Friday night. It is currently 8:40. My plans for the weekend are to read as many single dad romances as I can. So if you guys want to follow along and hear my thoughts on some of these romances, then go ahead and keep on watching. So quick little update. I'm actually reading In a Jam by Kate Canterbury right now. It is giving single parent, single dad. I mean, our hero has guardianship over his niece, so there's that. And then I also have The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I really want to listen to this on audio, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. We'll see. I really want to. If not, read it physically, but I know if I read it physically, it's gonna take me forever. There are a couple other single dad romances that I want to read, but for now, just these two because I don't want to put too much on my plate, and it's already 8:40 on a Friday night, so we'll see how much I get read this weekend. So yeah, I am not even 20% into this, so I'm not gonna give any updates. I'm just gonna go ahead and read. Those are my Friday night plans. I know, so exciting. TMI, but I got my period today and I just really don't want to do nothing, girl, but I kind of want to stay up, so I'm gonna drink me a Red Bull. I'm gonna pop this open, just read for the rest of the night, probably put some ambiance, all of the things. So let's get right into it. Yeah. Yeah. I was watching Lachlan from Locke's Library. I love her videos, but I'm gonna pause on that because I do need to get started on reading. I'm just sitting here in my reading chair, got my little lamp, but let's get into reading In a Jam. Okay, so I made it 20% into In a Jam by Kate Canterbury, so I figured I would give you guys a little bit of a synopsis. So we basically have our hero Noah and our heroine, what is her name? Our heroine Shay. I hella forgot. So basically, Shay got broken up with on her wedding day. Once it happened, she kind of goes into this like state where she was like, she knew this was gonna happen and she knew that she was unhappy in this relationship, but she was trying to make it work so hard. And then when he broke up with her, she's kind of like okay with it, but also like angry about the whole situation. She is kind of going through it until she gets like the mail, and it's basically her great grandmother, I think, passed away and left her tulip farm. And so she ends up being like, okay, so I have a year to basically get married to officially keep this farm. And it's very ironic because she almost got married, but then she didn't. So she goes to this small town called Friendship and immediately runs into Noah. And Noah and Shay knew each other since they were young because Shay would spend a lot of her time in this small town, but she was definitely a kid that moved around a lot, so she never stayed in one place for too long. And so she meets Noah in this small town and they become friends. Noah is very grumpy. He's kind of mean. Not mean, but his vibe is very like standoffish because he's upset about the fact that Shay left him in Friendship. As we find out, he left first before Shay did. Then he had to come back to the small town of Friendship because of his sister, and he had to take guardianship over his niece, Jenny, with a G. Then he sees Shay again, and it kind of brings up those memories of when he was younger and he was insecure, and you know, he was a little overweight and he was the awkward shy kid, and he had the biggest crush on Shay. And Shay is perfect, she's beautiful, and like being in his POV, we get to see what he thinks about her. Like, he clearly still has feelings for her because he clearly also says that she is the one that got away, which I think is really cute. But I also don't like the fact that he's taking out his anger, it's not anger, but like his frustration and his like, I mean, yeah, his anger out on her because she left him in this small town, but like she never knew that he had feelings for her. It wasn't gonna go anywhere because they both had this plan of them both leaving this small town. I didn't like the fact that he was taking out his feelings about that on her because y'all are both grown. Like, a long time has passed, people change, things changed. And if you didn't let her know, then how was she supposed to know? So I didn't like that dynamic, but he's like, I feel like slowly warming up to her, but he's also kind of pushing her away at the same time because he knows that she's not going to be there for that long. And again, let's bring up the contract where Shay gets to keep the farm if she gets married within the year. And she told this to Noah. Who's the fuck is Ryan? She told this to Noah. He immediately offered to marry her, and Shay was like, oh, like you don't have to do that, like no. But he was like, well, think about it, because otherwise trying to get out of it legally, it's gonna be a lot of work. But really, he's thinking like if she really didn't want to marry him, then he would make it easier for her and like look through the contract himself and like get it dissolved that she doesn't have to marry anybody and still keep the farm. But he really wants to marry her. Like he wants to marry her. And I'm like, how are you gonna be the one to tell her like, if we're gonna do this, then we can't bring Ginny into this because you're just gonna leave her heartbroken and she already likes you, but you're gonna leave anyways? Like putting his trauma on her, like he's literally projecting when he was the one who offered to marry her, and he wants to marry her and bring her even further into his life, but like he's warning her off. Like it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And then in Shay's POV, she's definitely like noticing the differences in Noah, and she finds him attractive and that he's changed a lot and he's very responsible. But she also notices the little cold shoulder that he's giving her, and she kind of just wants to be friends with him, be on good terms. But she's also hasn't given him a definitive answer on the whole marriage thing. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm very iffy on this right now. I don't know if I'm loving it. I don't know if I'm hating. I'm not hating it, but I'm not invested. I'm not in it, you know what I mean? But again, I'm only 20% of the way in. I will say, you guys know how I am with children and books. Ginny is 6 years old, and to be honest, I'm not very knowledgeable on kids. Like when you tell me a 6-year-old versus a 2-year-old, like how am I supposed to know? Like how am I supposed to know how much more developed from a 2-year-old to a 6-year-old? Like how much is a 6-year-old gonna know more than a 2-year-old? But anyways, besides the fact, she's supposed to be 6 years old and she's very talkative. Like she is going to be diagnosed with ADHD. She says a lot of bad words. So there's that. She is very outspoken. She's funny. She's kind of the one bridging the gap between Shay and Noah, especially in those awkward moments. And oh, I will also mention that because Ginny is having a hard time in school because she's just a very rowdy kid, Shay is helping her reach this level of knowledge so that way she doesn't have to repeat kindergarten. I don't know about ages and school levels either, so I don't know if 6-year-olds is the normal age for kindergarten, so girl, don't ask me. And Shay is able to do this because she is a kindergarten teacher from where she's originally from. So she's helping out Jamie, and Noah is trying to help Shay out. Kind of where I'm at. I'm feeling kind of iffy about it, but I will update you guys when I'm a little further of the way in. I just made it to the 20% mark, and I started this about like 2 days ago, but like I've only been reading a little bit before bed. But I know this book is a chunker, so I just know it's gonna be a long one. We'll see. Hopefully I don't DNF it. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully I get hooked a little bit more on this, but I will update you guys later. Also, my little lamp died. I think I have to switch the light bulb, and I didn't know that was an actual thing. So there's also that. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Hi friends, don't mind me and my crazy ass appearance. I literally just got back home. I had an appointment earlier today to tint my car. I recently got a new car and I needed to tint my car ASAP. I don't know how people drive around with clear ass windows. Like I literally could not do it. So I ended up getting that done. That's what the previous clip that you guys saw, that's where I was at. I was supposed to go around 6:30, but the guy had let me know that he had a cancellation so I could come in a little bit earlier. So I went in around 3, so that kind of pushed back some of the stuff that I wanted to do here at home. After I got the tinting done, that took about like 2 hours. I think like maybe 2 hours and a half. After that, I ended up going over to my dad's just to show my brother my tinted car. And just to hang out with my dad for a little bit before, because I was already out and about. So before I got home, I could just go and visit real quick. So after that, I went to run some other errands for my mom. Then I stopped for some food because I hadn't ate since this morning and I was starving. I was so hungry, and like I was planning on getting some groceries so I could cook at home. But I was like, you know what? I have zero energy, especially in the state that I am in. Like my period literally drains me, and like the first 2 days of my period are just I can't do anything. So I just decided to get some McDonald's, and I already bashed. I ate that up. I was so hungry. So yeah, and now I'm here to give you guys an update on In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. I don't have my Kindle with me, but I will put the picture up on the screen. I made it to the 78% mark. I'm really loving this. Like, I'm really loving this. If you guys like a boy obsessed, if you guys like small town, friends to lovers, childhood friends to lovers, this is for you. The spice is spicing, okay? We have a man that has always loved our heroine since they were younger, and now that she's back in town, he is just like literally obsessed with her. And like I said, she was the one that got away. He never got the chance to tell her how he felt. When he moved away and she moved away, she was living her own life and he was living his own life, and then she came back and it just kind of brought all of those feelings back for him, and like he never stopped loving her. And obviously he hasn't told her that because it's too soon, but yeah, he's also very grumpy and growly, so if you like that, you're going to love this. And he's one of those heroes that is grumpy, growly, but he's also kind of shy, insecure, but like when it comes to the bedroom, he's like dirty. Like, this is a filthy man. He's also shy, so he'll like blush, but he'll like have these filthy thoughts and he'll say him and he'll do it, and I'd just be like, okay, sir. Okay, sir. So yeah, I've really been loving the spice and the relationship so far. I will say it's giving very back and forth because heroine is struggling with the fact of whether, like, where she belongs, you know, especially because her life kind of got flipped upside down, especially with her engagement that fell through. She's never felt like she's belonged. She's always been a young girl who's moved around her whole life. She definitely has abandonment issues, and she just kind of doesn't know where she fits in. She has her found family, which is her girlfriend, her group of girlfriends, which I really like that dynamic and I loved seeing them together, but she just never really found where her home is, you know. And I think she's trying to find that with Noah and Jeannie. And I will say, I do love Jeannie. I really do like her. She's a funny 6-year-old with a potty mouth. Like, she just be out here. She's so funny. So I'm really enjoying that dynamic between all three of them. We definitely have Noah kind of communicating a little bit more than Shay is, but I think kind of valid, you know, I guess. I mean, I would have folded already for Noah, so I don't know what to tell you. I also wanted to mention that I really relate to this book in some aspects. Like, I really relate to Shay, and I find that very surprising because I didn't go into this book thinking that, I mean, it's just a small town romance. Like, I didn't think that I was going to connect with Shay the way that I did, but like, I understand her abandonment issues and I get where they come from. There's been certain scenes in the book that I just be like, that's me. Like, that's some shit that I would do. So like, I'm finding myself really relating to her, and I'm like, where is my Noah? Where is he at? I'm really loving it. There are a few things though that are keeping this from being a 5-star. First off, I'm not feeling the 5-star feeling with this book. I thought the hero being kind of mean to the heroine for that little while when she came back was kind of childish, so I also felt like that kind of dated my enjoyment there in the beginning. There's been moments, there's just been little things in the book I think that just kind of haven't been hitting the way that a 5-star would hit. So I think that's what's holding it back from being a 5-star for me, but it's definitely hitting at a high 4-star right now. But we'll see also how this book ends. Let's say right now it's sitting at a 4.5. Depending on how this book ends, it's gonna be either a 4.5 rounded up to a 5, or a 4.5 rounded down to a 4, or maybe just a 4. I don't know. I gotta see how this book ends. I really hope it ends with really good communication between the two, and I'm not feeling like it's a really long book. I know it's like 400 and something pages, and that's, people say that's really long for a romance book, but I haven't felt the longness of it. Like, I haven't felt like, when is this gonna be over? So that's a plus, at least for me. And yeah, I just been enjoying seeing them all three together. I've been enjoying the spicy scenes that the author has been giving us. I was kind of shook, y'all. I was kind of shook. I've just loved being in both of their heads. It is dual POV as well. So yeah, I will update you guys once I finish this book. 7:58. It's about to be 8 o'clock. I just finished eating. I'm gonna finish this YouTube video that I'm currently watching. I did get some cookies, so I'll probably eat those, and then I'm going to read so I can like digest my food, and then I'm just gonna pick up around my apartment, hop in the shower, and go to bed. Not go to bed, I will probably lay in bed and read. I will update you guys tomorrow. Hi friends, so I'm here to do my final update on In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. So last night I finished it. I did do that. I am going to end up giving it 4 stars. So you know how last night I told you guys how I didn't know what it was about it that just wasn't hitting. Once I laid down and started reading more, I realized what it was that I just I can't. It was the fact that we had our main hero Noah calling our main heroine Shay wife, like in every page, like like he wouldn't even call her by her name. Like he wouldn't call her baby or like love or like anything besides wife. And you know what? That's cute sometimes, but like every single time, like I just couldn't do it. It got so repetitive to the point where I was like, does he even know her name? Yeah, so it was after every sentence and I just couldn't get behind it, and it got so repetitive and so annoying, and it just at this point it got cringe. That's why it's not a 5-star. Plus, you know, it took me a little bit to get into it, but overall I really did love the story. I loved each individual character, and I just had the best time reading it, and the spice was just amazing. Again, I related to Shay so much, and you know, if the wife nickname wasn't used in every page, maybe this could have been a 4.5, 5-star, but sadly it was said in like every single page, so I was just kind of not there for it. Also, the whole situation with the ex and her wanting to meet up with him and then her feeling super insecure about it, I mean, those are the consequences of her actions. You decided to meet up with him, so, but he also, you know, said some really mean things, but we had a situation there where like Noah was there to like defend her and be there for her, so I really like seeing that scene. And you know what, she just wanted some closure, and I understand that, you know, she was about to marry this man, so she wanted to see what the fuck he wanted, even though what he wanted was so literally like roll my eyes like what the fuck. But anyways, it was just not a perfect book, but it was just a fun single dad spicy good old time, and I loved it. I enjoyed the majority of this book, so 4 stars. Then, as you guys saw this morning, I ended up starting The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I woke up this morning, I think around like 8:30. I started getting ready for the day, and while I was doing my morning routine and getting ready for the day, I just started the audiobook. So now I am 20% of the way in to this audiobook, and you know what, props to Libby, because the fact that we can put it to more than 2 times speed, chef's kiss, because it's only like 11 and I'm already 28% of the way in. I am really hoping to finish that book today. We'll see how it goes though. So basic premise, we have our heroine named Cassie and we have our hero named Aiden. Cassie got laid off from her job and she has been kind of staying with her friend Wanda, which Wanda is like a 70-year-old woman who goes to bingo nights, and she is just so funny, and I love their interaction and their friendship. Definitely a quirky heroine, not like over the top, but like she's fun. She is looking for a job. She ends up applying to this stay-at-home nanny, and Aiden is the father of this child that needs to be nannied. What's the child's name? Sophie? Is it Sophie? I don't know. I will confirm later. But for now, I think it is Sophie. I'm like 90% sure. They kind of have their interview and we get to see, you know, obviously Cassie's like, damn, he's hot. And he is. I did not realize how attractive he was going to be. I don't know. I thought he was cute. Plus, he has like that thing with his eyes. The one with like one is green and one is like a gray color. I was like, period. Okay, anyways. Besides the point, they're attractive. They're both attractive. They kind of hit it off, and he's really in a desperate need of a nanny because he is a chef. He has just been working and he needs somebody to help him take care of Sophie. And so the mother of Sophie was named Rebecca. Aiden and Rebecca didn't have like a relationship. They just kind of had a friends with a benefit situation, and then she got pregnant and then they tried to get together, but it didn't work out. So they just did their best co-parenting. But then Rebecca ended up dying of a stroke. So that's why Aiden needs help taking care of Sophie. Then we have Cassie moving in, you know, getting to know Sophie, and they have really good banter. I love seeing the interaction between Cassie and Sophie. I think it flows really easily, and I like that she's like making an effort to like nanny this child and not just be like attracted to her dad, obviously. But the thing about this is that Cassie used to do OnlyFans, and Aiden just so happens to be her most paying client. But at this moment in time, she stopped doing OnlyFans. That's why she was looking for another job, because she got too attached to this man named A, which is Aiden. She thinks that Aiden ghosted her, so she deleted the apps and everything like that, and just kind of proceeded on with her life, and she just never wants to do it again because she doesn't want to fall for another like guy and get her heart broken. Yeah, so we've gotten snippets of the past. The way the chapters are set up, it's like we'll get flashbacks, but not like big ones, just like flashbacks of their spicy times over like OnlyFans, and I'd just be like, okay, they was getting real spicy up in there. We also get Aiden's point of view, so it is dual POV, and he obviously finds Cassie attractive. He knows obviously nothing can happen from this because she is literally employed by him. It is definitely forbidden. It's giving that aspect. They're like kind of low-key tiptoeing around each other, and they're gonna be tiptoeing even more because of the part that I just finished reading. Cassie has just figured out that A was Aiden because she saw Aiden shirtless and he has a scar and it's in the shape of a heart. And A had told her that he had a scar prior when they were talking, chatting it up, because obviously Cassie would be in video, but Aiden would not be in video. He would just be audio. And she accidentally showed her scar to A, and he was like, oh, like, I don't find it weird. Like, I actually have one of my own. And so that's why Cassie knows that A has that scar, and she just saw the scar on Aiden. So she's kind of dealing with this right now, trying to figure out what she's going to do. Low-key, I just can't wait until Aiden finds out. But the fact that Aiden has not found out yet, I'm thinking that might be like the third act breakup, maybe, which would be kind of lame, but I just can't wait until he finds out and see how that plays out. Also, there's definitely this undeniable attraction. I know the spice is going to be amazing. I will let you guys know when we get it. I don't know if it's going to be slow burn because right now we've been getting little snippets of like what they would do prior. But yeah, I'm excited. It's going very well. Also, don't like the sister, but also kind of understand the sister because Rebecca had a sister named Iris, and she is Sophie's aunt, and she comes and visits Sophie like twice now. And she's just seeming to be very difficult, but also she did lose her sister. She doesn't think the best about Aiden because he wasn't there all the time, but also she's not very understanding, and she's like been talking mean to Cassie, so you know, she's being a little difficult. So I know that's gonna be part of the problem. Anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm 28% of the way in. I'm gonna continue to listen to the audiobook, and I'm going to make my grocery list because I need to go grocery shopping. And because I need to go grocery shopping, I don't have anything for breakfast, so I want to go get breakfast. I gotta make my iced coffee, maybe stop at Half Price. I don't know how I'm feeling about that. I kind of want to, don't know. Yeah, I just have a lot of other stuff I need to do today, so I'm glad that I'm listening to this audiobook and I decided to go this route, but I will keep you guys updated.
To go out of her way to replicate it just for no other reason than to make Sophie happy. I'm having a hard time even pinning down what the emotion is that I'm experiencing over this. Backing her into the little alcove beyond the settee and cupping her face to tilt her mouth to mine. But it's taken every bit of my patience to wait as long as I have to touch her again. She's smiling when she finally pulls away, and I always want to do that. And I'm left dumbfounded for a few seconds before it clicks what she said. I shake my head, pinching the bridge of my nose as I hear her start up the stairs after Sophie. She really is going to kill me. Really able to shake away the stress from tonight's theater service. Fuck, Cassie. I breathe, mouth suddenly dry. Feeling her is one thing.
Let me get my shit together. Listen, my windows are tinted as fuck, but like the fact that I can, like, you guys can't tell that my windows are tinted as fuck because like you could see, like, from the inside in you can see the outside, but like looking in you can't. They can't see me. They can only see like maybe a little bit of my outline. I already left Half Price. I walked in there, did my little routine, and then got my ass out. So I did end up buying 5 books, which I was not planning on it, but yeah, that happened. But you guys, I had like the most wonderfully awkward experience, like interaction in there, because as you know, when I go to Half Price, I have my routine. Okay, I walk straight to the romance section, I browse there. After the romance section, I go and browse the fantasy section, do my thing there. After the fantasy, I go and browse the erotica section. It's not even erotica, but like that's what they labeled it as. It's just like spicy romance. And so I was browsing there, and while I was there was this girl next to me, and she was like looking at books, but like on the other side, like she was facing the bookshelves over here and I was facing the erotica section. And like I had seen her from the corner of my eye while I was in the romance section, but like I didn't like look at her because like I'm so awkward and like I'm so shy, so like I just mind my business, okay? And so I seen her while I was at the romance section, and then I just went to the fantasy, did my thing, and then when I went to the erotica, she was there. And so I started browsing, and she turns to me, she was like, so is that like the smut section? First of all, yes. I was like, yeah, it is. And she was like, oh, I've been trying to get into it, but I just don't know where to start. And I was like, oh, like, giving recommendations I can, but like when you put me on the spot, like my brain just blanks. Okay, especially, and then try to think of a smutty book that's like an intro to someone who's never like read smut before. So then I started like browsing the erotica section, and I was like, what can I recommend? Because like I needed to see and like tell her, like I was like, oh, like, and then immediately I caught the Off Campus series by Elle Kennedy, and I was like, oh, like this one I remember reading early on in my journey, and I was like, oh, this one, you know, has smut, but like, you know, it's on the smut spectrum, it's like on the lower end, you know. So I was telling her that, and she was like, oh, okay. And then I kept looking, and I saw Archer's Voice on like the bottom shelf, and I was like, oh, there's also Archer's Voice, that one's even lower, like on the smut spectrum, at least for me, but like it's a very sweet romance, and like I loved it. I told her, and she was like, oh, okay. It's like, is it on the shelf? And I was like, yeah, it's right here. And so I grabbed it, and I gave it to her, and she was like, oh, okay, thanks. And then she like walked away, and I was like I literally was like, damn, I should have asked for her number. I should have asked for her Instagram or something. I don't know. Like, she had walked away. Maybe she was just as like shy about it or something. But I was like, why am I so awkward? Like, what? I literally, after I finished browsing the erotica section, I went to go browse like the news section, and then I went to go check out, and I didn't see her in that span of time, or else I probably would have asked for her Instagram or something, but I didn't see her, and I thought it would be weird for me to go look for her. But yeah, that's like the first time that's happened to me at a bookstore, so hopefully she likes Archer's Voice. And hopefully I see her again, because then if I see her again, like obviously I'm gonna remember what she looks like, and then I can ask for her Instagram then. I don't know, I just don't know why I'm so awkward, you guys. Like, I really am. Like, I talk to the camera and I talk to you guys because like you guys are my friends, you guys are my little bookish community, and it's just like I'm here alone though, you know, like, so it's easy to talk to you guys, but like I am so awkward and shy when it comes to like in people conversations, and like I didn't expect somebody to ask me. So anyways, that just happened to me. Let me show you guys what I ended up getting. I wasn't going to get that many books because, listen, I'm on a low-key book buying ban because, first of all, money. Second of all, I want to read my physical TBR, and like this is why I didn't want to come to Half Price, because I didn't want to spend money. But I was walking out of my house, and I have this little coupon thing that Half Price gives you at the beginning of the year. It's like every 2 months you get like 10% off of your entire order your entire purchase. So then I seen that I had the May-June one in my little bowl, my entryway bowl, and we're in June, so June is the last month. I was like, you know what, let's go, let's see what I find, and then if I find books, then I can use the 10% off, save a little bit of money. And I didn't think that I was going to find as many books as I did, but yeah, I ended up finding 5. You know, a good thing that I went, because then I had that experience, and I need more bookish friends, y'all. Like, I need real life bookish friends. I don't have any of those, so I just really need to get out of my comfort zone. So, you know, hopefully I see her again, and then I can ask for her Instagram, or I get more experiences like that, or just like I go up to somebody in a bookstore and make conversation. But that's probably not gonna happen, y'all, because I guess so, like, in my head, and then I just never do it. But anyways, besides the point, these are the books that I ended up getting. So first one is The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberley and Austin Segmunda Broca, something like that. I saw that, I mean, I've seen this book everywhere, but I saw that Chandler read this and she actually really enjoyed it. So if Chandler enjoys a book, it must be good. So, and I've always been seeing it, and I just decided to get it. So I also ended up getting The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. This one, I've also heard a lot of great reviews. I watch Katie is Reading, I think it's her YouTube name. I watch her channel, and she loves this book. So every time I see this book, it reminds me of her. And I wasn't going to get it because I've seen it other days that I've come to Half Price. I've seen it and I don't get it because this is a book that I probably read during like October, Halloween time, just because, you know, vibes. But I was like, you know what, let me grab it, I'll think about it. And then I ended up getting it because I was gonna use the coupon for it. So I was like, I might as well. If I'm gonna get it, it's gonna be now. And then I ended up seeing You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. This one I always see, and I know that a lot of people love it, but it doesn't have spice in it. So this has been like, that's mostly the reason why I haven't picked it up. I will read read books without spice, but like I don't choose it over other books that I've been wanting to read that do have spice, if that makes sense. But since I was gonna use the coupon, I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna get it at any time, it's gonna be now. I had recently seen this book, like heard somebody talk about this book specifically, and it was Larissa at Larry Reads on YouTube. She was like doing like her bookshelf thing, and she was like, if any of these books, you're gonna read this one. And I was like, okay. And then I saw The Darkest Corner of the Heart by Lucina Coney. This is actually the second book in this series, I think, but I think they're interconnected standalone, so I think if I start with this one, it's okay. The first one and this one is like the one with the yellow cover. I've heard mixed reviews about that one. I've heard people that I follow say that they didn't enjoy it, and then others say that they did enjoy it, so I don't know where I'm going to fall in that category. But recently I saw Tori from BookTok. What is her Novel Life. Sorry, I completely forgot her booktube name. But I recently saw that she read that first book, the one with the yellow cover, and then when she went to Barnes, she saw that they had this one. Then I decided I wanted to read this one because, again, I've heard mixed reviews of the first book, and I think they're interconnected standalone. So if it is, and I can start with this one, then I'm going to read this one first. This is a forbidden romance. I read the back, so I don't usually read the backs of books, but I read the back of this one because it's like forbidden. That's what they are to each other. Maddie Stevens, she hurts her ankle for a ballet audition. She's really down and out about this sprained ankle because she thinks like her dreams are over, and maybe they are, I don't know. She has to go to a physical therapist, and it's their romance. So listen, ballet, I love when ballet is in books, and then forbidden with her physical therapist, it's like a lot of caretaking, and I love that. So I decided to get this one. And then when I was in the fantasy section, I saw Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I've heard nothing but great things about this book specifically. A lot of people love this book. I think this is the first book in the Regency fairy tales. It literally says right there. A lot of people love the first book. I've heard iffy things about this other books in this series, but everyone loves this one. Especially I've heard Katie is reading, absolutely obsessed over this one. I think Tori from Tori Between the Pages, I think she has read this one as well and liked it. I could be wrong though. I'm not 100% sure about that one. And then this is the first time I see it at half price, so I decided to buy it because if I was gonna get it, it would be at half price. So this is the book that I ended up getting. That is my book haul for today and for the foreseeable future. I don't plan on buying any more books. I really need to stop buying books. So yeah, I'm gonna keep listening to The Nanny. We've had a couple other spy scenes. I think I'm currently in one. As you guys saw, I was eating my breakfast and also listening to the audiobook, but I will update you guys when I get a little bit further in. Right now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Oh, I need to stop at Home Goods for like to see if I can find a bath mat. That's where I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna keep listening to my audiobook.
Hi friends. I don't know what that was. I did end up going to Home Goods. I did end up finding what I needed to find. After that, I ended up going to Walmart to do some grocery shopping, and then from Walmart I went to Target because I couldn't find some things at Walmart that I needed, so I went to go to check at Target, and I got the things at Target that I needed. I also had to get my dad a Father's Day gift, so that's what I did at Target. And then I came back home, dropped off the groceries, put away the groceries, packed up my dad's little gift, and then I went to go give it to him. I spent some time over there, and then I went to run an errand for my sister, and then I went to this other store. There's this one specific store that it's really far from me, but I like to go there because sometimes they have like these really cute press-ons. The last time I went, I didn't get a chance to look at them, and then when I was at Walmart, I looked at the press-ons that Walmart had, and nothing really caught my eye. So I was like, you know what, I really want to redo my nails. I know from far away they don't look that bad, but like from up close they bad. So I went, but I didn't end up finding any that I truly loved. There was these like green ones that I had previous to these, and I was like, oh, I could just do the same ones, but then I was like, I don't know if I want like long ass nails again. I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna come home, I'll just put my own like clear acrylics on and paint them red. I think I'm gonna do red because red gives summer. Red is gonna be nice for the 4th of July, even though we're in June. I didn't like any of them, so I was like, you know what, it's fine, just do them at home, just one solid color. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. After I went to that store to look at the nails, I was like, okay, well, I haven't ate since breakfast, since you guys saw. I was like, you know what, I really don't feel like cooking, so I ended up getting some food. I ate, and now I'm here to update you guys on The Nanny by Lana Ferguson, because I did in fact finish that book. It's so crazy that I finished that book because I started that book this morning and I finished it like an hour ago. You know what, you guys? I'm going to end up giving it 3.5 stars, but I'm going to round it up to a 4 because I don't think it was just a solid 3. I think I'm gonna round it up to a 4, but it's definitely okay. Because let me talk it through with you guys. Last time I updated you guys, I think I was telling you guys about like when he was gonna find out. Hopefully it wasn't third guy breakup, which it wasn't, which I appreciated, and that the smut was smutting in. It was smutting in, okay? So after that, they just kept on doing it. Okay, they just kept on doing it. There was more moments with like Cassie and was it Aiden? Me forgetting his name already. Aiden, I think it's Aiden. Aiden and Cassie and Sophie, they all were like spending time together. Cassie was introducing Sophie to Wanda and all of those things, but it was very like on the surface level type shit, and it was just smut like every other chapter. So yeah, he finds out and he's like upset that she didn't tell him when she found out, but then he was like I just wish you would have told me sooner, and then they fucking make up, for lack of better words. And then it goes from there. The third act breakup, not my fave. So let me tell you guys why I don't think this is a solid 4-star or why it's not a 5-star. I mean, it could be a 4-star. Like, I loved it, but did I like love it? No. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a strong 4-star, so that's why I'm giving it a 3.5. Because I think despite everything of with In a Jam and the whole wife thing, I think I liked In a Jam better than The Nanny. I think so. So with The Nanny, first thing that I didn't really like was that their relationship, we go 0 to 100. Because we get the flashbacks of their experience doing OnlyFans, like him being a client or whatever, we get those flashbacks. And I think what the author was doing is like, if I give them the flashbacks of them being together prior, then we know when they get together present time with that kind of quickness that we should already believe that they love each other, I guess. I don't know. The author thought giving us the flashbacks of their sexy time moments with the video cam, that them getting together super fast in present time would be okay. And like, okay, but like I didn't feel their connection besides the physical. Like, I didn't see them get to know each other. Like, you cannot tell me that Aiden knows Cassie's favorite color. You could ask Aiden what the color of her punani and her titties are, but you can't tell me that he knows what her favorite color is. That's all I'm saying. I just never felt their connection to be like very emotional. It was definitely very, very physical. So that was my main issue. And then my second issue is that I'm not the type of girl to tell you that there's too much smut in a book. But I will say that this one, the smut and the relationship did not match to me personally. Like, this is a contemporary romance, but the smut that was smutting was, y'all. It wasn't like there was kinks or anything, but like this was some smut. Lana Ferguson, she can write some smut, okay? She is explicit. When they tell you explicit content, this is what they're talking about. When they say explicit content, this is the book that you're talking about, okay? I was listening to this in the car most of my day because I was literally I was out and about all day. If my windows weren't tinted, girl, I would have just been sitting there like all red and stuff. Like, I was blushing. I was like, oh my God. I was sitting in the car I just find myself like just blushing. I was just like, oh my God, they really getting it on, like freaky deaky type shit. And it was audio, so like it's different when you like reading it on page when somebody is reading it to you. So if you're looking for some hot ass smut, pick up this book, because she will give you the smut, okay? The smuttiest of smut, okay? And not kink wise, just whoo child, that was hot. So anyways, besides the point, so props to that, the smutting. But what I will say that I just didn't think that explicit as smut matched with their relationship, because their banter, their conversation that they would have with each other was just very, I want to say childish, but like, who am I to say that it was childish? Like, that was just like their relationship was very like lovey-dovey, like cutesy love, you know? And like our heroine is quirky, like she would just say like random Snapple facts, like that's her thing. Aiden was like shy, I guess. Not shy. The man that was shy was In a Jam, but he was just giving, I don't know, he wasn't giving what he was giving in the bedroom, outside the bedroom, okay? So the third thing is that I hella did not like the deceased wife's sister, Iris. Like, I get it. Like, I get it, but like, why she gotta say all that stuff? Like, why she gotta get in between? Like, why can't she just like communicate like a grown-ass woman? But like, I get it. I get, you know, and everything she said in that cafe when she was talking to Cassie, like, I get it. But everything she said while they was in the hospital for Wanda, out of pocket. Out of pocket. So like, that also rubbed me the wrong way. She needed to mind her business, but also, you know, I understand her feelings. She's valid. Fourth thing is, I didn't like the third act breakup. It was one of those where usually it's the hero breaking up with the heroine when they break up with you because it's what's best for you, but like, what? But that was the heroine in this book. Like, she broke up with Aiden because she thought that was what was best for him. And then for her to say what she said, saying that she don't got time for him and Sophie, like, she just didn't think that it would get this deep and that she can't handle, like, she didn't want to be a mom. Like, why would she say that? And like, what is Aiden gonna say? You know, he is a single father. Like, he's not gonna choose her over his kid. And he did it, you know, but he let her go. But he was hurt by her words. And I was just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? So yeah, I didn't like that either. See, this one has so many more things that I disliked than in a jam. So that's why I feel like I want to give this a 3.5 star. But like, I don't know what to rate it because like, I really enjoyed my time reading it. Like, I really liked this book. And the smut was smutting. Is that the only thing that I liked about this book? The smut. Maybe it's just a 3-star. I just enjoyed it. 3.5, rounded down to a 3. I think so. 3.5, rounded down to a 3. Will I ever reread this? I don't think so. And you know what? I think I'm gonna put this on my Pango because I don't think I'll ever reread it. And you know what? The audio, it was a good time. But also, I didn't connect. I do have The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. I'm excited to read this. I know this is gonna be filled with smut because I did see Larissa from Larry Reed's read this and she was like, absolutely not. There's way too much smut and like this nodding and she goes into heat. And I was like, you know what? I'm here for that. I don't know what to tell you. I'm here for that. So I'm excited to read this. I'm gonna put this on my Pango. I'm never gonna reread this, but that doesn't mean that I might not love this one. You know, I love me some werewolf, so I might just love this one more than I love The Nanny. Yeah, and I almost bought this. I was at half price and they had it, and I almost bought it, but I was like, nah, cause I'm like 99% sure I had it, so I didn't buy it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me read single dad romances. If you want to let me know that you made it to the end of this video, go ahead and leave me like a little baby emoji down below in the comments, or let me know if you read either In a Jam or The Nanny, and let me know what your thoughts were. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed spending time with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.